Sounds good.
Okay, there we go. Wait, Kevin, can you speak again real quick?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, I just
Okay.
plugged in some earbuds, so it's
Oh,
good.
okay, cool.
Yeah. You can hear me fine, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I just noticed why is the Kahoot free account can only take in like 10 players at a time?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm doing the Kahoot today, and why does it say you can only play up to 10 players?
10 players total?
Yeah. Let me see if I can
Okay,
fix that.
so far that's okay because we don't actually have that many people.
Okay.
But in the case that, you know, we'll have to see. But what do you mean that you can only like have 10 people in it?
Yeah, only 10 people can join the game.
I've used Kahoot before during school, so I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that now.
Think maybe I can try to use my school account and see if that changes it.
Yeah, make it
This,
quick because it's 7:30, so
yeah.
or 30, so I'm gonna let them in. So
Okay.
fix it on your own real quick. All right. Hello everyone. We'll get started in a little bit, just making sure that any stragglers have a chance to get in. But yeah, we'll be starting very soon. All right, I think it's about time for us to get started. All right, there we go. All right, hello everyone. My name is Anderson. I'll be your host for today. But as you can see by the title slide, which I think you guys can see, we'll be doing some interactive Python practice, and this will pretty much be hosted by Kevin Chu. He did a part one explaining a lot about Python and a lot about machine learning last week. So some of you might remember that. But today we'll be mainly focusing on just sort of like like an activity that we hope you guys enjoy. So we got some more people entering. Okay. So first of all, Kevin, for for the people that might not have been here, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll introduce myself again. Hello, my name is Kevin Chu. I am currently a rising senior at Northwood High School in Irvine, California. And right now I'm interested in computer science and I code in Python, C++, and JavaScript. I have experience in machine learning, making Discord bots, and web development. And I also did a little bit of competitive programming with UCB the past year.
Awesome. So real quick, I'll go over kind of like the agenda for today. As you see, we just went over some of the introduction. Next, we'll get into Kevin and his presentation. And then if there happens to be any questions, like if you're confused about anything at the end, um, please let us know. But at the end. So without further ado, I think it would be right for us to get started. So Kevin, go ahead and do what you need to do.
Yeah. So first, wait, let me share my screen first. I don't think I'm able to share my screen.
I'll trying to change that. It says all participants. Flip it again, see if it works. Does it work now?
It's still not working. Should I try to rejoin?
Oh, it's because I'm sharing. That's why.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
That should be better. I think that should work now.
All right. Yeah. So today we'll just start with the Kahoot that we didn't finish last time about machine learning, and then for the rest of the time, we will talk about Python, and then I'll try to like teach it like hands-on with you guys. So if you guys want to, you can also like later, I'll send a link that has like a code editor, and then you guys can follow along to like practice a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, first we'll start with the Kahoot, which should take I think around 20-30 minutes. And yeah, so the rest of the time we'll spend with Python.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, and everyone, if you could please join. Obviously, if you can't join, then for whatever reason, you don't have to, but yeah. All right, let's give it some time. Yeah, there we go. And I think that might be everyone that can join. If we're waiting on you, if you're unable to join, that's not a problem. For like whatever reason, like geographical reasons, or like, I don't know, your device doesn't work for it. That's fine. But I think we're gonna move on and get started in like a minute or two. So, yeah. I think there's Ella, who I believe actually is from China, so they won't be able to join on this.
Okay.
So for now we'll have to keep going. They might be trying to rejoin again and again because they aren't able to play, but for now, just go for it.
All right. Oh yeah, it's okay if you guys like don't know the answers to the questions. It's just a good learning experience. Cool, yeah. So the basic building block of a neural network is a neuron, and neurons are what communicates the information in neural network. Hence the name, it's called a neural network. So it's built of neurons. Oh, so it's actually image classification. Because for these two, if you thought it was all of the above, these are other machine learning techniques that are not neural networks. But yeah. I think I'll just go through this quickly because I want to leave more time for the Python. So I'll just not explain some of them.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Yeah, just give your best guess on this. Nice. So yeah, it's recurrent neural networks because recurrent neural networks are able to like see the sequence between ideas, and like one state in the network is passed to the next state, so it's like kind of recurrent.
For the people who just joined, if you want to join this, unfortunately, I don't know why the code's in actually the bottom of the share screen section, so you can join mid-game. If you look at the bottom of the screen, of the shared screen, it says like the pin, so.
Yeah.
And I believe there actually might be limited spaces for this Kahoot, so hopefully we don't go over capacity or anything, but it should be okay.
Great job, everyone. Oh, am I sharing the computer sound? I'll share it this
Yeah, I was gonna say it does sound very, very
quiet.
quiet without it. There's something about a Kahoot that, yeah, you need the sound. You need the sound.
Yeah. Good job, everyone. Oh, great job, everyone. Nice. Good job, everyone. Oh, this one. Oh, it's asking for language translation, so machine translation. Nice. Nice. Nice shot, everyone.
Wait, was that one supposed to be music?
Oh, I didn't see the question.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, but basically it was just saying like what field can like art be generated with neural networks, and it said music instead of like graphic design, which is I guess so, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That might
We
have
got
been a mistake.
scammed. Everyone, we got scammed.
that's a pretty good one. Okay, cool. So that's it. Nice. Congratulations to Audrey, Anderson, and Evan, and Eileen and Bob.
Good game, everyone.
Yeah, good game,
Good
everyone.
game. We got scammed a couple times with the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there might have been some tricky questions.
Yeah. But either way, thanks a lot, Kevin. That was actually pretty fun. I had a lot of fun there. I forgot
Right.
I forgot, is that it or do you have anything else?
I have a Python lesson.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to get that set up actually. Can you guys see this code editor?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to follow along, um, I'll send the link to this code editor in the chat. So here it is. Basically it runs in the browser. You don't have to download anything. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And before I start, could you guys let me know like how much experience you have with Python? Like if you're completely new to it or you've already learned it for a couple of years?
With Python?
Yeah.
Okay. With Python, nothing. I got nothing.
So
So
is everyone like completely new here?
I learned it before in middle school.
I see.
that's pretty impressive. I think we can take silence as zero experience
Yeah.
and otherwise as, experience, but all right, not many people here.
Yeah, I guess if everyone mostly is a beginner, I'll just start from like scratch. I'll start from like the most basic things. For Eileen, if you already know a lot of this stuff, um, I guess you probably won't learn much today, but you can just follow along if you want to. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to, did everyone open the code editor or you guys
It's in the
controlling
chat for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to test if it's working, the default image should be print hello world.
Yep.
That's like the first line of code for everyone. You can run that to see if it works. And if it works, it should print hello world in the shell.
Wait, how do you go back? Like after you run it.
Oh, you could either write some other stuff like
Okay,
say
gotcha.
heaven, and then you can run it and it changes it, or you could just clear it.
Right. Good to know.
Yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to follow along, you guys can I can give out some like practice kind of problems if you guys want. But yeah, I'll just start talking about Python. So first we can talk a little bit about variables. This is how like all the data in programming languages is stored. Today I'll be talking about Python, but all these like ideas are applicable in all the different programming languages. They're all the same ideas. So I'll just delete this. And yeah, just like in math, we can store variables. So we can set x equal to like a number or like y to another number. And we can also like just print this out, right? Print the variables out like that. here we see 5 and 7. I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see better. Yeah, so in computer science, you don't only have to store variables as numbers. There's also different types of variables. So just for example, you can store a thing called a string, and that's basically like a word or a sentence or any letters. So all you have to do in Python is you either use double quotes or single quotes. They mean literally the same thing. So let's say x equals to, well, actually I'll change the variable name. And the variable name, like unlike in math, it could be anything. It could be like a single word, or it could be multiple words. Let's say we call this greeting. And inside, let's just do hello world. And if we print this greeting variable, we get hello world. And yeah, basically this is called a string, and this can store like text, or it can also store numbers. That's also a string. The difference between like numbers in a string and numbers as just like an integer is that for strings you can't do math with it, but for this you could do like mathematical calculations. Yeah, you guys can all make a variable called name with your name in it. And inside this print statement, we'll just print hello with a space plus name. So if you run that, you get hello Kevin. You get and based on how you change the variable, this will change as well. Oh yeah, I talk about this plus symbol here. Basically, this plus symbol can just join two strings together. So if you have this string and this string name, it's basically just taking like hello plus Benjamin, then putting them together so you get hello Benjamin. And it's like the exact characters. So if I don't have the space here, it will have no spaces either. Yeah, there you can also add like other characters if you want. Yeah, like that. You can add as many things as you want. And this is called basically string concatenation, which you can join strings together like that. Oh yeah, for the variable name, if you have multiple words, you could, in Python, it's a convention to use something called camel case. Basically, you just type the word or the first word in all lower caps, and then do a underscore like that to separate the two words. And yeah, change that to my name, then it will work the same way. You could have like numbers in here too, in your variable name. So your variable name is flexible. It could be like pretty much anything you want. The only thing, some things like you can't have a number in the beginning. I'm pretty sure that will cause an error. So yeah, you cannot have a number in the beginning of a variable. So yeah, these are like the, I guess, two basic types of data types. There's also some more. For example, there's one called a Boolean. Actually, before I talk about that, I'll talk about something called a float, and that's basically just a number but with a decimal point, and that'll be a float. So I'll make some new variables here. Let's see. I'll just make different variables of different data types. Yeah, this is called a float. This is an integer or an int, and this is a string. Okay, what I'm doing here is a comment in the code. This is not like anything that runs or executes. It's just there for you to like just read it to understand like what the code is. So all you gotta do is just put a hashtag, and then that just tells Python that this is not part of the code, but just your own notes. So here, this is a float, and the only difference is that it has decimal points. So anything with decimal points is called a float. We can print out the types of these variables using this function called type. I can do all three. Yeah, so this is a float, an integer, and a string. Cool. And the last one I was talking about is a Boolean. Let's make a random variable name A. And Boolean is either true with the capital letter in Python, or it could be false. So it's just two values. It can either only be true or false, like 0 and 1. And this is helpful because later on in like if statements, if something is true, then you execute it. If something is false, then you don't execute it. So yeah, those will help control those if statements later. Let's see. Yeah, so in Python, you can also like just do math the same way, like in regular math. So you can have x equals 5, y equals 3, then z equals to, let's call it sum equals to, probably can have sum as a variable name because it's actually a Python keyword, and there's this thing with like you can't have type as a variable name because like it's a function name. So yeah, you can't use that. But we'll just call this answer equals to like x plus y. You could do x multiply y minus y. Actually, I'll just print that out. Yeah, that'll do the math for you. 5 minus 3 equals 2. And finally, division. Yeah, with division, if you use a single slash here, it will actually give you like all the decimal points. But if you do 2 slashes, that's called integer division, and that just basically gets rid of these decimal points. So how many times 3 fits in 5 is 1. So it should just give us 1. So yeah, that's it for the operations you can do. Actually, there's one more that we don't really see in math, and that's called the mod operator. And basically what that does is it gives us the remainder. So mod equals to x. The symbol is this percentage symbol, x mod y. Basically what this does is if you divide 5 by 3, if you divide x by y, what is the remainder? So 3 can fit into 5 one time perfectly, and then you'll have 2 left. So if I print out this mod variable here, this should give me 2. If I take another example, like 10 and 5, then the remainder is 0, and that will give me 0. Or 8, actually 2, 14. 14 mod 5, 14 divided by 5 equals to 2, and then remainder 4. So this gives us 4. Oh yeah, if you guys have any questions, like right now, you could type in the chat if you want, so I can like answer while I'm going on. So make sure you guys don't get like confused on anything.
So I've actually got a question.
Yeah.
I was trying to set up an if and else statement, but I don't know the syntax for it. So could you
I
show
see.
that real quick?
Yeah, I'll talk about that right now.
Thanks.
So yeah, an if statement basically follows this format. So if something here, if this is all call it conditional, and if this evaluates to like true, so if something is true, then we execute something here. And in here, we could do a conditional like in math. Say 2 is less than 5. And this is a true statement. So this conditional evaluates to basically true. We can print that. We can actually print that. Less than 5. Python should tell us that this is true. If we give it a false conditional, this should be false. And I'll talk more about like these operators in the middle. You can have like stuff like equals or like not equals. But let's just stick with 2 less than 5 for now, which is true. And basically the way you do if statements in Python is so you to use keyword if, and then you put your conditional. You don't need any brackets. You can just leave it like this, and then you need a colon. And then for the next line, if you press enter, the code editor should give you like exactly 4 spaces, or you could just press tab to indent it to tell that the code inside here is inside of the if statement. So yeah, if 2 is less than 5 here, which is true, then it should print hello. So yeah, there we go. We could change this to like false, and then it should just not do anything. So like that. And then after an if statement, you could have an else, which basically means that if this thing doesn't run, if this is false, then it will run everything that's in the else block. So yeah, the same way you indent it with a tab or 4 spaces, we tell Python that the code block inside here is inside the else. And instead of hello, let's say, so yeah, since 2 is not greater than 5, which is false, then it will run here. So it gets us by. But if you make this true again, then it will only run the thing inside the if statements and not anything inside here. And one more thing is you can have something called an elif, which is basically like you're adding on another if to this if statement. So if this is false, then it will look at another elif before it goes to the else. So elif, and this stands for else if. So let's make this false, and then else if 3 is less than 6. Prints. I don't know. Good morning. And since this is false, it will go to this next and check if this is true. Since this is true, it should print good morning. So yeah, there we go. So basically, you can have as many else's elifs as you want, and it will just print the first one that it sees that is true. So good morning, and this is true. So just the whole like if block here just like ends at here. You can have, so yeah, you can have as many else's. You can have one if statement and then as many elifs as you want, and then you can end with an else. I think you don't need an else here, so you can have like if elif, and it should work just fine as well. So does that answer your question, Anderson?
I'd say for the most part, yeah. It was a very, very how to say this? I don't know, concise answer. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess I'll talk more about like this conditional in here. This you can have more operators. You don't have just like greater or less than signs. It could be like equals. But inside the conditional, you want to have two equal signs because it wants to differentiate to this thing, this equal, and this thing is in Python is an assignment operator. It assigns a value to a variable. And here you're not like assigning 5 to 2, you're just comparing them, so you need two equal signs, which is like the comparison equal sign. So we can set these equal, yeah, it's hello. Or you could have a not equal, and that you just need a exclamation mark and a equal sign. That just means not equal. So if 5 is not equal to 5, it will print hello. But in this case, that's false, so it will go here and print good morning. Yeah, but we could do like 3. Yeah. And for the like the values here, these could be like variables as well. So like x and y. And if they're not equal, then since 14 is not equal to 5 here, then we'll print this. You could also do this with strings. So let's say Kevin is equal to, if Kevin is equal to Kevin. I'm pretty sure this compares the values of the strings. So yeah, so since these two are equal, it prints hello. If I just make it slightly different, then yeah. That's basically if statements. This condition here, you can just leave it as like true or false as well. That's like most bare bone. Basically, conditional always simplifies to true or false. So if it's true, it prints hello. If it's false, it does everything else. Or it just does the thing inside the else if statement. Yeah, so that's if statements. See if there's anything I missed. Oh, and yeah, for these conditionals, you don't need just one condition. You could have and or. So let's just give an example. 3 less than 4 and 4 less than 5. And basically what this and is doing is that only if these two are both evaluated to true, then you would print, you would run the code inside here. So yeah, if we make any one of these false, say 3, 3 is not less than 3, it's the same, then it will print the one after. And this one, you could make this a less than or equal to sign, which basically just this, or a greater than equal to sign. So this will like include this, the equal sign, and also greater. If we do this, then it should print hello. And the next one is or. For or, the difference is that only one of them needs to evaluate to true. And if one of them evaluates to true, then it's good. So say, let's make this one false, and then this one is true, then it will print hello. Or if we make both of them false, then it will go to the next block. And you could like, you can have essentially like as many as you want. So there's no limitations. So I just added a true statement here, and then that will make the whole thing true, and it'll print hello again. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for if statements and conditionals. Let me see the time. Okay, we have like 8 minutes left. We can cover one more thing called actually We can cover one more thing called for loops, or we can make a calculator. I'll just go over for loops. Basically, what for loops does, it's like a loop where you know exactly how many times you want to iterate over something. If you want to have a certain block of code that runs like exactly 5 times, then you can like do that. And the syntax for that is basically for it's like some variable name that you can define here. I'll just leave this blank for now. In something, then you execute some block of code here. And what you can do for here is you define like the variable name. Usually the convention is to use I. So for I in we can do this like range function here. Let's say 5. And what this does is it takes I and it iterates everything in the range of 5 numbers, which starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it ends at, it like stops at 5, but does not include 5. So it goes, so I is first assigned to 0, then went to 1, then to 2, and so on. So actually I'll print that to show you guys. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's basically what for loops does. It's just, yeah, like I said, it just assigns I to like each of the numbers in the range at a time. You don't have to print I, you don't have to do anything with I. Basically, as it's assigned to each of the values in the range, you could do something different, like just basically hello world. I'll reload it. Yeah, they should just print it like 5 times. Yeah. You could do as many times as you want. Let's do 20. Yeah, it works the same way. Yeah, this could be any variable name here, which is like X, Z. It's the same thing, but the convention is just to use I. Yeah, we could print here. Yeah, so from 0 to 19. You could change like the starting points and endpoints in this range function here. By default, it starts at 0 and goes up to the number that you want to stop at. You could change any of these. So you could like go 8 to 15. And yeah, so we get a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it ends at 15, but does not include 15. So yeah, it's basically for loops. We could try to use like all the ideas we learned today. First, we could define a variable, a number x equals to 5. And so inside this for loop, I think I'll just leave it to like run 10 times for now. And we can do an if statement inside this for loop. So just like the statement inside the for loop, I forgot to talk about this. You just need a tab or 4 spaces to tell that the block is inside the for loop. So do if x is less than 10, just let's say, actually let's say 8, then we can print the number x. And if we do this, since 5 is less than 8, it should just print like 5, 10 times. Yeah, but we could do something different where in each iteration in the for loop, so each time we run this block, we could increment the value of x, so we plus 1 each time we run the code in the loop. And we can do that by either this way, x equals to x plus 1. It takes whatever the value here, x plus 1, in the start, like 5 plus 1 equals 6. So it takes this, it takes this value 6, and it assigns that value 6 to the variable back to x again. So then x will be changed to 6. You could either do it this way, or I think there's a shorthand in Python. You just do like an operator called plus equals. That'll just take whatever value you want to add to x and then assign it, and then like change it to x accordingly. So if we run this, what this will do is it will take start at 5, and 5 is less than 8, so it prints 5. It goes to 6, so it adds x1 to x, and then it prints 6, and then it adds 1 again, and then prints 7. Once it reaches 8, it doesn't print it anymore because this if statement is evaluated to false. We can show that the for loop continues to run even after x is greater than 8. I'll just print number of times ran plus we could do I plus 1 to start to 0. So if we do I plus 1, then I'll start at 1 to 10. Oh shoot. I need to. Yeah, since we're doing math here, we need a parentheses to tell it to execute this block, this line, this thing first, and then concatenate it with a string. Wait, actually, does this work? Oh, since it's an integer, we have to cast it to a string first. Basically, that just changes an integer to a data type of string. And the way you do that is you just use the str function. That will take any integer, let's just 5 here, and then change it to like this. So there we go. So the first time it runs is 5, it prints it out. Second time it runs, it's 6, and then afterwards it's greater than 8. So yeah. We could do greater than equal to 8. And once it's greater or equal to than 8, then we'll start printing the number out. But before it just skips all the code inside here. Yeah, so that's for loops. Yeah, I think the time is up. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask them now.
All right, so yeah, basically we don't have too much time left for Q&A, but we still have a little bit of time. So everyone, first of all, oops, the earbud just fell out. Do you guys have any questions for Kevin?
Is Java used more often or is Python used more often, like in the professional world?
They have different, yeah, there's different applications. So Python's like more versatile. You could do a lot of stuff, such as like machine learning or like do Discord bots and stuff. Java is better for like just making like mobile apps, or yeah, basically just like for app development, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But
'Cause
Python, yeah, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, because I learned like Java in, I don't know, in like the AP course I took,
I see.
but in my opinion, like, is there a reason? Because like, what do you think is more easy to use, like Java or Python?
I think definitely Python.
Yeah.
Just because it's easier to code in, it's
True.
shorter, it
True.
reads more simply.
True.
There's statements like in Java, you have to do like system.out.println.
That's
And here,
yeah, exactly. You have to type out like 3 different separate like terms just to print out one thing. So,
yeah,
and
and
then I was
here,
kind of surprised that Python, you could just say print and then whatever, and you can print it. So,
yeah, in here you could
Mhm.
just print it, and then there's also a function like called input. You could just type out input, and that basically just takes in the input without having to set any like buffered reader or something.
Be interesting. Does anyone else have any questions for Kevin? All right, so, well, since no one has any questions, Kevin, thank you so much again for, this part two. The Kahoot was actually pretty fun. I had a lot of fun there. And I kind of learned something. So hopefully everyone else did too. Anyway, again, thank you so much, Kevin, and also thank you to everyone who came here today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and a good happy July 4th if you're in the US. But yeah, no one else, just making sure nobody else has any questions. All right, so that's gonna be it for today. Again, thank you all for coming. And again, very importantly, thank you, Kevin, for giving us this lovely presentation and Kahoot. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next time for maybe a different seminar on something else, but we'll see. So that'll be it for today. Again, hope you all, sorry, I can't speak, have a good weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Jenny's still here. Hello? Oh, there we go.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Good job, Kevin. I don't know if you're gonna have a third part or like, if you have any other.
Yeah,
upcoming.
we could like finish teaching more about Python. Then like next lesson, I guess we could even make something like a rock, paper, scissors game, something like that.
Depends. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that was a great job. I actually did have a lot of fun on your Kahoot. I wasn't just saying it to say it, but that was actually fun. Except for the questions where we got scammed. But no. Anyway, good job. That's good.
Thanks.
All right, see you.
All right, see you.
Have a good weekend.
You too.